it is my privilege to invite Ankush Sabharwal. Ankush, if you're around, could you? So Ankush is the brain behind a VC-backed company called CoreOver, which is the world's first and highest ROI delivering human-centric conversational AI platform. So thank you, Ankush, for joining us. Ankush has several awards at national and international levels for technical as well as leadership skills. And he has trained and coached more than 3,000 people on Agile and Scrum and other technical management and domain skills. Welcome, Ankush, to the panel. Let me start with Ankush. So Ankush, what are your responses to this whole topic of it's all about innovation, not about invention? Speak either in support or against it and give your own examples. Over to you, Ankush.
Sure. No, thank you so much for having me here. So it's not about for or against, but if you see, everything has a merit in it. Right? If we go talk about the basic invention, is kind of producing something which never existed, right? Creating something which never existed. And now, what is innovation? Innovation is making use of new ideas, concepts, methods, or even inventions, which probably were not used earlier, and now you are using them. Maybe for commercial reasons, or maybe not for commercial reasons, not always for commercialization, but the main point is you're using them, right? So if someone has invented something, then you can use it, right? There is definitely a merit in even doing the inventions, right? So now we can probably isolate two things. One is, if you want to do invention, why not, right? So now, but that invention should not just be as a research project. If you're talking about innovation, you use that invention, right, in your gig. So yeah, so then for sure, innovation is definitely better when you're talking about entrepreneurship. So now, what is entrepreneurship, right? So if we again go to basics, so why not we are saying business, right? Why the topic is not whether innovation is better or invention is better for business. See, if you see the English definition of entrepreneurship, it's talking about innovation. So, entrepreneurship is some activity which you have signed it up to create a business eventually. But we are creating our own path as entrepreneur with entrepreneurship. So we have signed up to kind of solve a problem in our own way. If I'm solving the same old problem in the same old way, then probably I will not call it as entrepreneurship, right? I would say, hey, I'm doing a business, which everyone is doing. It's a set path. I'm just repeating it, which is less risky. So when I'm saying entrepreneur, means I'm solving a new problem or probably the old problem in definitely the new way, right? So that's why it is definitely the innovation if you see the English definition. And again, if I talk again, so innovation is whether using the old invention or new invention or just a new idea or a concept. So yeah, that's how I will put my.
Fantastic. So Ankush, you're straight away given the title of professor. Okay, you started in a purely academic, perfectly academic style, right? You started with the definition, then you did the very careful thing of balancing both. Very neatly done. Very neatly done. Okay. So the last question in this segment is actually for Ankush. And before I raise that question or post that question, I need to share a little more of your biodata, Ankush, with the audience. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, Ankush has an impressive list of qualifications behind his name. He is an entrepreneur. He has done a course at MIT Sloan, which is called Entrepreneurship 101. Okay, he's done that. He's done his master's in software engineering from BITS Pilani. He's done his executive management program from IIM Kolkata. He has done an MBA in International Project Management from the ICFI, Institute of Chartered Financial Analysts of India. And he is a bachelor's degree in software engineering from NIIT. The only one which is missing in your qualification, Ankush, is something from St. Joseph's Institute of Management. Okay, but then we sort of forgive you for that one. Not a problem. So my question to you, Ankush, is this: how does education prepare you for a life as an entrepreneur? Education and degrees, how does it prepare you? And that's the last question in this segment. Yeah, then we're moving on.
So, by the way, the PhD is still pending, right? So I will.
Yeah, that's at St. Joseph's. We've launched it in October last year. Okay, we have a PhD program running in St. Joseph's now. But over to you, back to you, Ankush.
Awesome. See, education is, I think, it's very important. See, if you have to get a job, for sure it is important, right? So I have hardly seen job notifications, whether India, abroad, government, private, even if the founders are entrepreneurs or the business owners are not educated, they definitely like to have the educated people in their company. So, but yes, so if you don't want job, if you want to do a business, you want to be a business owner, you want to be an entrepreneur, so directly out of college, again, that's a decision, but I see more risk in that because we don't have much experience in just starting. Is purely would much more beyond gut than the real life experience. But there are many people who are successful. But again, if you have to again get a job, right, get the learnings, add someone's cost, right? So because you fail for sure, and you fail while you are being in job, and you learn, and then you prepare ourselves. We prepare ourselves for entrepreneurship. So again, we need to get a job. So, but that is more of, I think, bureaucratic answer which I have given. But otherwise, if you see what is education, right? We get a buffet, right, served at us, right? So we study a lot of stuff. So we get exposed to many topics. And if you see, if we really have to produce something, it is not produced just with one stream of study. So a very extreme, if you see, if it's a medical science, if someone has to do surgery, it's not just a medical science, right? There is a physics involved. I'm sure the chemistry involved. But again, that is, I think, bigger streams I'm talking about. But if I come directly to my stream, which is software engineering, so software engineering has a lot of streams. There is a network security, we have programming, then we have cloud, say DevOps and all that. So I can do programming, but that cannot be taken live to the millions of users because other trades within software engineering are required to test, deploy, and deploy into the cloud and kind of expose it to the public. So multiple stuff is required. And now as entrepreneur, so if I have to produce something, if I know a lot of stuff, I'm not saying be master in all of that. If I be jack of all, then I would have some sense, hey, which field I kind of is inclined and what I should study more and be master of one, and then do kind of excel, and probably in that entrepreneurship field, I choose this. And if I have no idea, if I am not exposed to all these subjects, whatever we do in education, I'm not saying we will not be successful, but again, it's a lot of effort. So now you don't know what exists. You don't know how they have solved that problem. How you don't know how they tried to solve and then failed. And then we are trying to come up with a new invention possible. But then you have to be very, very committed. A lot of effort you need to require because you have to make yourself learn on your own. No one is giving in the plate. So we can be successful, but the onus would just be on us to think what to study and then find who is the right person to make a study, and then do a lot of effort to actually understand and deliver on that. So in education, we might lose 2-3 years extra, but in the bigger scheme of things, life is long. I don't think it matters much.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you, Ankush. I'm sure there are a lot of people in the audience who would be nodding, as you speak, because even in the student body that we have here, there are people who are trying their hand at entrepreneurship. In fact, if you had logged in, say, 10 minutes earlier, you'd have heard one of them on the program. We had Rohit Saju talk about his experiences and so on. So yes, but I'm sure people like Bill Gates will have a bone to pick with you. Okay, dropped out of college and started off in the garage and all that. But that's a different story. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ankush. So to you, Ankush, the last one. Okay, and this we end the discussion. I'll also not. I'll defer the questions for later because we're a little out of time. That is why. Okay. So to you, Ankush, what has been your most memorable experience as an entrepreneur?
I think when we launch something, and as soon as you launch, you see millions of users using it. So
Yep.
that is, I believe all the surveys, all the tests, POCs which we do, all fail positively or negatively when we actually expose our product to the millions
Yeah.
of users. So I think that moment I would never
The
forget.
one where it actually takes off, is it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And on that very, very positive and happy note, we come to the end of today's panel discussion. Thank you so much, Ankush. Thank you, Jagat. Thank you, Ravi. Thank you, Karthik. Each one of you gave a piece of yourselves, shared a little bit of your story. Happy to stay connected with you. And whatever questions are there, I'll sort of route them to you for you to share, continue to share your wisdom. Purely because of time,